So, as you know, I've started this initiative that's called Man Ki Baat, that is heart to heart talk. So, you can tell me anything, any problem that you are facing. And as a psychiatrist, I'll try to give you sound scientific and evidence based advice, right? So, that's what I'm going to do. This is a live session with your mentor, your guide. So you can bring up any problem that you are facing nowadays. Could be that you're feeling frustrated, could be you are feeling irritated, low frustration threshold, getting angry on little things, not being able to handle anything. It could be a relationship issue, it could be exams, anything that's bothering you. I'm here to help you with it. Since I had opened up this beforehand, so I've got loads of queries in my personal messages. So I'll start with that. Okay, maybe you will find that, okay, I'm also facing this problem, and you'll get the solutions, right? So I think we have a few people and we can start, or should we wait more? Okay, one thing I wanted to say that, yeah. You can put in here or you can put in the inbox after we finish this. The session is going to be for half hour. After we finish this, if there's still time left, I'll definitely address your queries. You can put in the inbox. If you want to be anonymous, you can be anonymous. As of today, I won't be taking any names. I'll try to keep all of you anonymous for the queries that I have received. So my purpose is to help you in any way possible, but still it's my request that you don't feel shy in any way to bring out your problems. Okay, I'll be talking about anger management in one of the cases, right? So let's begin with the problems that I have already received, and you can keep putting your problems here, right? So first query that I have received is a relationship query. The person here is married for almost 4 years and they have a baby. I'm trying to mask as many personal details as possible, okay? So you were facing body shaming when you were growing up, and after marriage also you were body shamed and neglected and made to feel like you are very ugly, right? So you were strong then and you walked out of it, but slowly you started talking trash, and you started fuming, and then the anger started building up. It ended up into loud, long fights, right? And the husband also started getting affected. He got irritated. So you're not able to keep your emotions aside inside you. You're not able to address this. So how can you make your husband trust you when it's his family on the other hand, right? So this is a query that I have received. I have modified it a bit so that the person in question isn't remains anonymous as requested. So this is a very common query: relationship issues, usually with the in-laws, a problematic relation with the in-laws, right? So in this case, first and foremost, you have to see that where this anger comes from. Though you say that you have been strong when you were facing body shaming, when you were growing up, but actually it has affected you somewhere deep down. It has affected your self-esteem, right? So whenever something comes closer to that, whenever something threatens that self-esteem, again that retaliation or reaction comes. But I really want to ask that, do you feel good after doing this? I'm sure you don't, right? Because anger does good to nobody. There is a way to show anger, there is a way to be affirmative, there is a way to retaliate. But if you cross this boundary, if you cross that respect, then there is no coming back, and it spoils relationship, you know. Disrespect or contempt is the acid for relationships, especially in spousal relationship with your husband, right? It's very necessary to maintain that respect no matter what. So I want you to focus on yourself first. You need to address these issues inside you, the things that you faced in your childhood and you faced even after your marriage. You need to address that. Only when you are content with this thing in your own self will you be able to respond in a better manner to the external world. So dear, first of all, you need to accept yourself. You need to feel more confident about yourself, and then you'll see that things around aren't affecting you as much, right? So shift your focus. You need to shift on yourself. Many times people ask me, is it fair you're asking me to change while my spouse or my in-laws are at fault? So I say, see, I'm not saying that they're right or wrong, but there is a right way to go about it, and it begins from you. You can't change the whole world. You can't change your in-laws, you can't change your husband, but you can definitely change the way you are reacting to the things, right? So as of now, my advice is that you work on yourself, these issues that you have been through, write about it, let it all out, get some insight, get some clarity about your own thoughts about yourself. And the more, as you get more happier, as you get more content and more confident in yourself, you'll see that these things don't bother you anymore. In this, I'll again say that if you think that you need help, okay, is everybody there? Okay. So in this, still, if you feel that you need some help, then professional help is always available and you can take that help, right? So this was our first query. Let's proceed to the next one. So another one is that, am I audible, guys? Just give me a thumbs up. I got disconnected. Okay, right. So the second query that I have is, I got married in a joint family, and my sister-in-law is not an easy person to get along, and you have a baby boy, and she also wants a baby, and she's portraying herself as a victim, and there are many issues because of that. You don't want to make it all about her, but you end up spending most of the time uh, proving that this is not her real face. Okay, this is not the real face of this relative, right? So you want guidance on that. So see, again, I'll say that wherever you focus, wherever you put your energy, see, thought is an energy. So wherever you'll put that, you'll see that everything starts revolving around that, right? So as you can see, you're not comfortable or you're not happy doing this, making your life about somebody else, making your life about some negative person, about some person who's not bringing happiness into your life. And this is one person who you have to deal with day in and day out. So what do you do? Now, can you replace that person? We wish that there was such option, but there isn't, right? We have to live with that. So again, here I'll advise that you focus on yourself first, right? Anybody, if anybody feels threatened from someone, it's because of some weakness in themselves, right? It's, yes, there are many sorts of people, there are many kinds of people who want to make you feel some way or other, or don't make you feel good, but at the end it's you who decide how you feel, you know. Many of people, that's the main problem, many people feel that we are helpless in choosing our feelings, but that's the most important thing. You know, you are free to choose your feelings. And how do you do that? By choosing the right thought, right? So if in case of this relative, if you have this thought that, oh my gosh, she's behind me all the time and she's trying to compare and she's trying to make me miserable, I will get back to her, right? That will make you feel miserable. But instead of that, just tweak it a bit, just tweak the thought. And if you feel that, oh my god, maybe she's a bit insecure, maybe obviously she doesn't have a kid, so she feels bad, and that's what makes her respond in that way. But then I am endowed with such a beautiful kid, your reactions will change, you'll start feeling happier. So it's what you tell yourself, right? And again, if you're not able to do this on your own, there is help available and you can seek it. But as of now, try to work on this. Okay, let's proceed to the next query. It's, I try my best to concentrate on my work, but I'm always disturbed and cannot work continuously for even 30 minutes. Okay, so dear, concentration difficulties are a major sign or symptom of either depression or stress or even anxiety, you know. So in today's population, stress is very common. A person who says I'm not stressed out is a dead person. So take me on that. Everybody is stressed out, everybody has some stress or another in their lives. It's how you deal with it. Stress is not bad all the time, it's good also. Remember when we used to be awake at night and we give our exams and we used to excel at it, right? That stress was good. So little amount of stress is good. But if it's something that's going on and on, it's bad on you and it will take a toll on you. Now understand that stress is a problem if it's taking a toll on you, and you need to either deal with it, learn to deal with it by taking help, or you need to change the external circumstance, right? Now changing, I don't think, is an option, right guys? You agree with me on that? You can't change the world. One thing that you can change is increasing your resilience. And how do you do that? So you have to focus on yourself, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, your intellectual health. You need to work on yourself, and you need to make yourself better to handle all these pressures, all these emotions. I'll give you an example. Just think of people around you. So, how many are in your shoes? How many are in your position? Are all of them behaving in the same way? You must have seen, even when we were kids and there used to be exams, there used to be some kids who always used to be happy, like there are no exams for them. Do you remember? So what is the difference between them and you? The difference is the way they think and the way they interpret the external situations. Okay, their perspectives, that matters. And many a time in our lives we lose that perspective because of either stress, anxiety, depression, sleep issues. It's very, very common, right? So here again, you have said that you're not able to concentrate, so it could be because of all these issues. So you need to rule it out, what is it, and you need to start working on it. Don't think that this is a problem in isolation. It is a symptom of a problem. So it could be stress, it could be due to depression, it could be due to anxiety. This is just a symptom. Many times patients come to me and they tell me that now I'm not able to sleep. That's the only problem. But when I explore and when I inquire, we come to know that, okay, they're also feeling low. They're not able to enjoy anything, or they're feeling angry all the time. They're feeling irritated. So these are all symptoms of a problem. And if you just treat the symptom, it's never going to help. You need to treat the underlying problem. And that's how you get better. So for example, I'll give you an example. So if you have typhoid and you come to me with fever and stomach ache, right? And then I tell you that, okay, just take a pill for stomach ache. Would typhoid be cured? No, right? Because I'm not treating typhoid. I'm just treating the fever part or the stomach ache part. So you, guys, you need to understand that it's not just one thing. It's many things that make an illness. So don't just focus on I'm not able to concentrate. It's a symptom of stress. Okay, so start working on yourself. Please start working on your resilience, start working on your happiness. And again, if you're not able to, you can seek professional help from wherever you are, right? Next query. I'm not in a good condition. I cannot control my mind. I'm not able to take decisions. I'm always confused. I'm not happy. Okay, I used to be so good in the college, but now I feel helpless. My self-confidence has come down, and it feels like I'm always fighting with myself. I'm not able to control myself. Right, right. So this description seems to be pointing towards depression, right? So many times people think that, okay, I used to be so good, but now I'm not able to concentrate. Now something has changed, but still they're not able to understand why this is happening, right? So it's maybe it's because of the stress that's in the external circumstance, but it has done something to you, right? It has brought an illness on you. So how do you come out of it? Number one, recognize the problem and accept it. Guys, this is a big problem. People know that they are suffering and they keep on suffering for so long, and treatment is available, help is available, but they don't seek it. Then what is the point of suffering for so long? There is no point, right? This way you're not doing good to anybody, to you or to your relationships, nobody, even to your work, your career, right? And also people think that listening to a pep talk, maybe a pep talk for 5 minutes, it makes them feel better, but it's very temporary. If there is a problem, you need to address the problem. Just listening to a pep talk will make you happy or high for maybe a few minutes, but after that again you go back into that low mood, irritation and things like that, because the problem is still there. So guys, first step, I'm asking you all to understand and accept the problem. If there is any, accept it that okay, there is a problem, and then you start finding solutions for it. Especially for problems like this, you start focusing on yourself. First of all, you start, like, you take care of your physical health, you all go to gyms or you eat right, everybody talks about it, but nobody talks about the mental health, right? The mental part of it, that's so important, because it's here that's controlling everything down there. So the whole body has been controlled by your mind. So if your mind isn't healthy, don't expect your body to be healthy for long. So give that fuel to your mind that makes it healthy, that makes it happy. So start focusing on yourself, pursue your hobbies, don't leave it behind for anybody. If you have left it behind, please start doing it again. Shift the focus, the lens of your life should shift again to you, your own self, right? Start working on yourself, do things that make you happy, take time out for yourself, be very possessive about your own time, right? Your me time. You need to enjoy yourself, you need to recuperate, you need to rejuvenate and come back strong, right? So this is my advice, that if all these things are happening to you, dear, it seems to be a major problem, please start working on yourself, and if you're not able to come out, please seek professional help. Okay, now another query is there. Without taking the name, my boyfriend is terribly possessive on me. He wants attention always, and I feel like it's a mental stress on me. Like, he's always checking my phones, where I am, online, WhatsApp. He's controlling me. He's asking me not to speak to anybody. It's causing a lot of stress. I'm scared to do every single thing in my life, because I'm always worried how he's going to react, right? I have my flaws, I have short temper, right? Okay. So I think many of you will relate to it. We are sometimes in such relationships that control us. So I'll say that, see, the purpose of a relationship is not to make you feel complete or incomplete. The purpose of a relationship is that you can cherish this life with somebody else. This can happen to anybody, but this is a problem of setting boundaries. You're not able to set that boundary, and you're losing yourself in that other person. Dear, if you keep doing that, you are doomed, because this is not how a healthy relationship can progress. He's definitely not judging him. He's definitely coming out from some place insecure, and that is why he's behaving like this. But it's causing a big blow to you. So you need to consider, what do you want to do presently. Number first, set your foot down. Start setting your boundaries. You don't want to lose yourself as a person in this relationship, right? There is one thing called adapting and compromising and growing together. That's very good. It should happen in every relationship. It's a part of every relationship. But if you're losing yourself in a relationship, and that too without your will, against your will, that's a problem. And you feel helpless. That is because you have been acting like this since so long that you don't know that there are other options available. You have a choice to say no. You have a choice to not bear his tantrums, not bear his reactions. You have a choice to walk out and say it's enough. So, dear, I want you to please sit down and realize that which stage are you in. Do you want to call it quits, or do you want to still work on it, but you want to set some boundaries, you want to say no? So it's your decision, but you have to be firm about it. You have to start setting boundaries very respectfully, but very affirmatively, right? Once you start doing that in any relationship, the other person knows his limits and is not going to cross. But if you react like this, that you are one helpless person and you're in distress and nobody can help you, then he's going to take advantage of it, right? So that's for every person, be it male or female, a girl or a boy. If you feel controlled in a relationship, take charge and act on it. There are many who suffer for many years because of this, and they don't act on it. So dear, please take action on it. It's in your control. You feel helpless, but wake up. You're not helpless. You have the choice. You can make a decision, and don't worry, right? Suffering for so long in a bad relationship, it's always better to call it quits, right? So please think about it and get back to me. So the next query is that I feel stressed up, which ends up in fights between me and my husband. Okay. And normally we were never like this. I'm hoping that this is mostly after having a baby, right? So there are amazing, amazing literature on what baby does to your marriage, and I'm going to tell you one fact that's universal, happens with everybody. Baby changes your relationship, right? That's because baby is not a material, he's a human being. A new human being gets added into that equation, into that dynamics. So it's bound to change a few things, isn't it? So don't expect your marriage to be the same as it was before the baby. But by saying that, I also mean to say, don't expect your marriage to get worse after having a baby instead of getting better, right? So there's going to be a change, but good or bad depends on you two. So you two are the tires of this beautiful car that's called family. And if you two have that proper understanding, have that proper gelling up, then you can definitely give a smooth ride to all three of you, right? So as mothers, because this query is by a mother, what can you do so that this doesn't happen? So number one, we have this tendency that after being a mom, we become very sacrificial, right? And we are sacrificing for our babies, we are sacrificing for our husbands. But at the end of the day, does it make you happy? If it does, good for you. Keep going. But if it doesn't, please prioritize yourself. You are doing no good to anybody by being so sacrificial and yet being so cribbing or nagging the whole day, right? So start focusing on yourself. When you become a mother, the initial period, yes, you need to give to the baby completely. But after that, it becomes a journey, a beautiful journey of growth, of development, of knowing yourself, what ticks you, what you like, what you don't like. So start working on that. Start working on your happiness. And don't expect your husband to make you happy, right? That happens many a times because you are confined in the house. You're dependent on him more than ever. Maybe you have left your job, you're financially also dependent. That creates a sense of dependency on your husband. So you start feeling that he's the one who's responsible to make you happy. But lady, that's not how it's going to work. Only you can make yourself happy, and only if you're happy will it attract your husband. Does anybody want to be near an unhappy person, a cribbing person, a nagging person? No, right? Even you don't want to be. So I want you to start working on yourself. Find time out for yourself, though you may have to compromise a little, maybe with your baby, but trust me, he'll thank you for it when he grows up, because he'll remember you as a happy mother. So please, please, please prioritize your relationship with your husband and start working on yourself first before expecting anything from him, right? So let's proceed on the next query. And yes, if still you're not able to come out of it, then there is the option of marital therapy that you can avail anytime. But start working on this first, okay? So next query is, I am a student and I've given some exam. In the last 3 attempts, I have not cleared it and I'm fed up with this. I have not told my parents. Okay, they have too much faith in me and I'm living in a PG. What can I do? There's too much pressure going on. Okay, dear. So again, see, parents have a very unconditional love for their kids. I'm sure you can't hide this for long. You have to come out with it. So why are you not telling your parents, who I'm sure are going to be your strongest support system in this time? You are definitely not able to do this. That's because you think that you can do it all. Baby, you can't do it all. You need to understand that there are things that you are not able to do and you have to let it go. Maybe this exam isn't for you. There are many successful entrepreneurs in this world who wanted to do something but then ended up not getting it, and then life had some other beautiful plans for them and they turned into some very successful people. Sarah Blakely is one of them, and I read about her recently. So you have to understand that maybe life is giving you some signals and you're not catching it. Maybe this exam isn't for you. This is for you to decide. I'm just suggesting you that you please sit down and in reality just assess that, is this exam really for you? Is this really what you want to do? Are there any more options? Because spending 3 years, though 3 years are nothing when you consider in the whole span of your life, is just because of comparisons that you're feeling right now, that maybe your friends have reached there and you're still here. But trust me, it's nothing. Don't take it in terms of years, take it in terms of the happiness. Do you want to put more effort, or do you want to try something else? Sometimes we get stuck in something because we are obsessive about it, that okay, I just want this car. If I don't get this car, I don't want any other car, but maybe some other beautiful car is waiting for you. So you need to open up your eyes to that opportunity. And first and foremost, please, please, please tell your parents, because I am sure that they will help you, though they may reprimand you depending upon the culture and traditions, but they're going to be there with you. So have faith in yourself, please tell them, and then see where life takes you. Okay, so next query that I have is okay, so I need your suggestion. My baby is 6 months old and there are a lot of changes in me. My people around me are noticing it. I can't get right words to talk or write, and I'm making spelling mistakes, and my body is paining. I'm confused. What's happening to me? Okay, so dear, 6 months after delivery, guys, postpartum blues and postpartum depression are a reality. I have written an article on it. I'll be putting up for you if somebody needs it. But then this is a reality. You need to understand that it's normal to feel a little irritable after the baby is born and feel overwhelmed little bit, and your sleep goes haywire and you feel, oh my god, this is so much responsibility, and that's perfectly normal. That's called postpartum blues. But if it's something that is bugging you down for so many days constantly, you're not able to enjoy your motherhood, and this seems so overwhelming, you're not able to take care of your baby, you're not able to bond with your baby, people around are noticing changes in you, you're getting irritable, then I think it's postpartum depression and you need help. Please, please, please seek help for that. There are medications, there are therapies that can help you, because it's very important for you and for your baby. You know, he's looking up to you and he's mimicking all your emotions, and please don't feel guilty that because of your emotions he's not growing or developing. It's nothing in your hands. It's hormonal. It can happen to anybody, any mom, and please seek help for that. If you don't want to seek help, at least accept that there is a problem and seek as much as possible help from your family members. Take proper sleep. If you are breastfeeding, express your milk and let the husband take care of the nights. He can bottle feed the baby the express breast milk. If you're bottle feeding, then you divide the chores. Hire a maid or call your family members, call your mother. So please don't shy away from taking the help, but seek help from the right person with whom you're comfortable. Okay, so please don't ignore it. Don't feel that everybody else is able to manage. Why am I not able to manage? So you need to focus on it. Okay, it's almost 30 minutes. I'll just save this video and I'll be coming back, because otherwise the stories will lose this. So I want the other people to see it who were not able to join. Okay, hello everyone, I'm back. There are so many queries. I reserved half hour for this, but I really want to answer all of it. I really want to answer all of your queries, but if I miss some queries of yours, please feel free to personally message me. I'll hold this session again because of the tremendous response that I've got, and I'm sure that this is going to help someone. If I'm able to help even a single person, if I'm able to make you more aware about your mental health, I'll consider this successful. So I'll be holding more sessions, so don't feel bad if I miss your queries. I'm going to address it in the next session. Okay. Okay, so the next query is that this is also a mother. Her hubby is working and staying at distance in his hometown. Okay, and she's staying with parents. Okay, relationship issues she's facing. Again, possessive. He doesn't like her to put anything on Facebook, WhatsApp. He says that he's the man and you need to listen. Oh my god. And petty issues that are getting on your nerves, and they are getting into cat and dog fights. Okay, I feel guilty of seeing it on my baby. Right. So without taking your name, I really want to tell you that if this is happening, it's a problem, right? It's again a problem of balance in the relationship. And but again, first and foremost, since you have a baby, you need to understand that any decision that you take is going to affect three people: you, your hubby, and your baby. Since you have been in this relationship for so long, I'm sure there are positives to him also that presently maybe you're not able to focus on. I'm not saying that he's in any way justified in controlling you or manipulating you or asking you to stop doing things that you really want to do. But again, there are positives to him that I want you to focus on. And before that, I want you to focus on your own self, right? If you are a happier mother, you will be able to give more to your child that is just 4-year old, right? So anything that happens in the household affects him. There are many studies that show that the environment in the house affects the cortisol levels, that is the stress hormone, the level of that hormone in the child. So we may think that it's not doing anything to the baby, but actually kids as young as 2 months, 3 months old are affected by what's happening in the family, right? So if you and your spouse are fighting, if the environment is very hostile in the house, it directly affects the baby, it directly affects the child. There are studies to prove it. And so I want you to take this very seriously. It's about 3 people that we are talking about now. So please have a frank discussion with your husband about this. Maybe sometimes, we don't say what we want and we assume that the other person already knows what you want, right? Especially a problem with the ladies. So you need to say it upfront and clear, that what do you want, what is it that's disturbing you, and what do you want. And not with emotions, not with anger, not with contempt, not with criticizing him. You need to state that to him very peacefully and respectfully, and see if he works on it. And after that, I want you to work on yourself. Be the mother that you want to be for your baby, and try to focus on the positives in your husband. So if you're able to work on those positives in your relationship, then maybe it will give you the motivation to work more on it. And at the end is always your decision to go on with the relationship as long as you want, but then give it your 100% before you call it quits, especially for all 3 of you, right? So I'll ask you to have a very frank conversation with your husband, without emotions, very sensibly, very rationally, and see then what happens. Okay. Next query that I have is, I'm a mom of a toddler and I feel anger issues. Okay, someone had asked here also about anger management, so here I'll go about it. And I have conflicts with my husband. How can I improve things? Okay, and I've asked my husband also why we fight, and he says that I have ego issues. Okay, so these are common layman terms that we mostly use, that when somebody is angry that you have ego issues. But see, anger again is a symptom. It can have many reasons, most common of which is that you are stressed out. So if you are stressed out, you will start getting more angry. Do you remember going out in the hot sun, and if there was a traffic jam, how angry you get? That's because you're already stressed out with the physical conditions around. Maybe the heat stresses you out, or maybe the jam stresses you out. So that's what happens if you're already stressed out, maybe as a mother, maybe in your career front, maybe in your relationship. You're bound to react more. And by reacting, I mean angry for some people, or some people may get irritated, or some people may get frustrated. And they think that they have anger issues. Actually, it's not anger issues, it's some underlying problem that's going on. That's the stress in this case, maybe. So one reason is stress, and I think that's the most common cause. So that can be for many of you here, stress. So please address that stress. How do you address stress? By first working on yourself. Please focus on your physical health, your mental health, right? For mental health, I'll advise that you start giving some time out for yourself. You must have seen my morning stories. I get up early because I need some time for myself, and that's a very healthy practice, especially for parents out there. If you feel that you're not getting enough time for yourself, please get up. Even 15 minutes early can make a huge difference. Even that single cup of tea that you are able to enjoy alone without disturbance can make a huge difference, and it can set the tone of the day. So a few things that I'll ask you to do: please get up a little early. please already decide what you're going to do when you get up early. Maybe a small book that you wanted to read, a few lines from that, or maybe you want to write, or maybe whatever is your hobby, or maybe you just want to go out and enjoy your park. Okay, so spend some time with your own self. You can't pour from an empty cup. You need your cup to be full before you give it to anybody else, right? So this anger is stemming from those stress issues. So please address that, and then you'll see that you'll be lesser angry, you'll be lesser reactive. Instead, you'll be responding to it. One of my Insta posts is about that many people react. Reacting is impulsive. It comes out of emotions. But response is what comes out of rational mind, rational behavior. So you think and then you respond, right? So I want you, whenever you are angry, take a break from that situation. Please don't feel the urge to react then and there. Please take a break. Even a 30-second break can change your reaction. So just take a break, go in the kitchen, drink a glass of water, and then come back and see whether you want to react the same way or not. So one, take a break. Second, give time for yourself on a regular day-to-day basis. Prioritize yourself, give yourself that happiness. Okay, so next query. Okay, guys, if there is any query that I have missed from your side, please feel free. Those who are here, do you want to ask me anything? Then I'll be closing this. It's already half hour. In fact, we are beyond that time. I'm really happy that you guys were here. I'm very, very thankful that you guys want to talk about health in all its aspects, physical as well as mental. It's really, really important to talk about it and prioritize it. I have a few more queries, but I'll be addressing it in the next session maybe. And for the next session, but if we didn't respond means it's like controlling the feelings. No, not at all. Dear, it's not controlling your feelings. Don't feel that you're suffocating your feelings and you have to suppress them. You as a person are always free to choose your feelings. Only when the assumption is that feelings are automatic will you have this feeling that you are suppressing it, because it's something that's rising from within and you are suppressing it, right? So that is unnatural. But if you know, and that is a fact, that feelings are under your control only by changing the thought. So if I'll just give you an example, a very small example that I give to my clients, that if you called your husband and he didn't pick up, he was in work and you're at work and he didn't pick up, and if you think that, oh my god, he's ignoring me, maybe he's busy with something else, I'm not a priority anymore, how are you supposed to feel? You will feel irritated, angry, right? But if again you have this thought that maybe he's as busy as I am and maybe he'll get back to me by evening, how do you feel? You feel relaxed, don't you? So that is the power of thoughts, and that's what we work in therapies on with the patients, because it's not possible to change your thoughts in a day, but then that's what we work on, right? So feelings are always under your control depending on how you think. A difficult thing to do, but not impossible. It's always doable. So don't suppress your feelings, just choose the right feeling, or I'll say the right thought. Okay, so you've messaged me, but okay, just a second, let me check. Okay guys, please message me your queries. I'll be taking it in the next session because it's time. I'm short of time now. So it was wonderful to have you all. You are my Insta family, and I really feel great addressing you all here. And mental health is something that's I'm very passionate about. Mental health is not just any illness. It's the regular maintaining your mental health that I'm talking about, like keeping motivated, keeping guilt away, being more concentrated in your work, being more active, feeling more energetic. All these things come in positive mental health. That's an upcoming field. So I want you to start working on maintaining your mental health. Don't wait for the illness to strike. Don't wait till you get stressed out and till bad things start happening, right? And maintain it like you go to gym for your physical health. Same way, this is the mental gym. So I'll help you in any way possible. If you have any queries, feel free. We'll be meeting here again maybe a fortnight later or maybe a week later, depending upon the queries that I get and the time that I get, and I want to resolve all of your queries. And do get back to me how it went. Did you implement the advices, and what did you feel after it? Okay, and you can tag me in whatever you feel like. You can tag me. I'll try to check as many as possible, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so this is your mentor, your guide, signing off. Bye. We'll be meeting again.